Good evening. Welcome to another session of the Gooner Booth. It's the Champions League. Bayern Munich, probably one of the biggest tests in the Champions League this season. Let's get into it. Wayne, David, good evening to you both.
Good evening, boys. How are we feeling?
Yeah, very
cold.
Yeah.
Yes, it is cold. It's going to be a cold
Still
evening.
nice after the weekend, though, isn't it? You know, it's that. I'm still living up for Sunday.
Yeah,
I think that it's one of them things where everyone's got this comfort now. I don't know if I've sort of seen that Tottenham weren't great, but it's just there's like a comfort about the squad now. So okay, they can do it. We'll get into it later on this week, but I just hope that it just makes Chelsea a bigger game.
Yeah.
So, let's get into tomorrow night's game. David, do you want to start us off? How are you feeling about it? Confident?
It all depends on what sort of squad he picks, because you're seeing sort of rumours that he may sort of change it all up, and all the guys that are sort of coming back from injury may sort of start, which in one way you could sort of, it can make sense because all the guys need a run out and save all the A team basically for the weekend against Chelsea. That's our bread and butter. That's what we need to concentrate on. And also, we've got a good record. We've won 3 out of 3 in the Champions League already. No goals conceded, blah, blah, blah. But at the same point is we don't want to be playing our B side and take a spanking like off Bayern Munich, which it can happen because they've got some tasty forward players as well. I think he's got to do a bit of a mix and a match tomorrow. I think a bit of experience and a few guys that are just coming back. Odegaard may play, as we've been saying for the last couple of streams, which he's sort of 50-50, you know. I don't know what you guys think about it, but
I think on that, I was having a look on the press conference, and Arteta's come out and said that he's confident that Odegaard will be available for tomorrow night's game. So, I mean, I was talking about it to someone today in work, right? He's going to have a real job on his hand trying to get in that starting 11 the way Eze was played on Sunday. And I think rightly so as well. Eze gets his place in that team now. And Odegaard's going to have to, when he does come in, he's going to have a worldie.
He's got to try and earn the shirt back, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, the popular sound was I was suggesting if he comes in for Eze to go left, but I don't think you can even drop Trossard in the form he's in. I think that'd be unfair on him. That'd be totally unfair on Trossard to go, see you later, mate. Odegaard's in and Eze. And that's a good thing to have, boys, isn't it? Really, let's be fair. You haven't had that.
Squad depth has been unreal, isn't it? It's just,
my worry at the moment is getting all those strikers fit, because we've got 3 strikers and they're still not. Other than Jesus has trained, Havertz and Gyökeres.
I'll give you some good news, Wayne. Arteta's come out and said that he's confident that Victor Gyökeres and Kai Havertz will be available for Chelsea on Sunday.
Yeah, well, we do need that.
Perfect timing, really. Yeah. I mean, Big Gab's being out isn't. I mean, I'm still a little bit nervous without having Big Gabs going into a game like Bayern Munich, right? Because Harry Kane is an absolute wanker as a striker. He'll score. He'll score from any moment, right? And he's done it to us loads of times, right? A guy loves scoring against us.
Yeah, he does. He's got a great record against us, hasn't he?
My worry is Saliba and Nketiah. I reckon he'll go with the same. We'll go with starting 11 way that you picked, but I do think that he'll probably go the same starting 11 that he had against Tottenham. I think you've tweaked a few in your starting 11 way.
As David said, Tone, sorry to interject, but as David said, I think obviously you should try to refresh, because for me at the moment, as David said, it's a fine line between sort of like playing your B team and potentially getting spanked, or just mixing and matching with a few. For me, I think we've got some, in all due respect to the other teams, easier opposition. So I do not want us to get spanked. I don't even want us to lose. I never want my football team to lose any single game. But for me, I think it's vitally important we keep this kind of momentum in the league at the moment. Sort of like take Bayern as one of them where, you want to win it, but you also want to make sure that players are coming back and getting the fitness as opposed to anything. We have to go to Stamford Bridge and make a statement. We'll get to that in the preview further down the week, obviously. But that's for me, boys. I've added a few. I'm happy for any more changes if Arteta sees fit, personally, because I think the Chelsea game's a bigger one at the moment to keep that momentum, boys. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. I love a Champions League night anyway. So I want us to, but we need to put a statement. But you don't want to lose another player for Stamford Bridge. We need the players now.
If it meant us playing our B side and it was like a 0-0 draw, will you guys just take a 0-0 draw right now against Bayern?
You know what, mate? If that without playing a game, I'd take it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I mean? If you could say, "I'll give you that now," would you guys both take it? They probably wouldn't, but we'd have it, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Do you think this is a game where, I mean, we've started really well in the Champions League. Do you think this is a game where Arteta might just go, Joe, what? I'll make the changes now because the Premier League. Do you think the Premier League is priority at the moment?
Yeah, 100%. Sorry, and David, please put your thoughts as well, my friend. But I think obviously you guys may end up agreeing, but that's the point I'm getting at, Bones. I think that the priority should be, because I still believe we can get points that will get us through to the next stage of Champions League without this game. It's come at the wrong time because we need the momentum going into the Premier League to keep on making them statements, and we need to go to Stamford Bridge, strongest possible lineup, and do what we got to do. So against Bayern, it's a tough one because this is two European giants. Let's be real. This isn't far-fetched. We are a big club, so are Bayern Munich. It's a big Champions League night. But I think we can take it as one of them games, personally, in my opinion. If we get them in the knockout stages, that's when that later on in the competition.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? I just think this is a write-off, if you like, boys, in terms of the fact that we should be focusing, in my opinion, on Chelsea, rest some players. Timber as well, I think, needs a rest. Calafiori needs a rest. I'm worried about Declan Rice. He runs himself into the ground like he did in the North London derby. And midfield for me at the moment is not in strong past sort of Supermendy, Rice. Norgard should maybe give it a go to rest a few players, So I think it's one of them, boys, that I would take a defeat.
It's a big night in the Champions League. He's not going to do that, is it?
He will not do that. But I think, in all due respect to Bayern Munich, I'm more worried about the Chelsea game. I want to win that game, so I'd like to go. I'd like him to rest a few players. Good news as well, boys. I don't know if you read in the press conference as well, Tone. I'll pass it back to you boys now. But I think we'll have Martinelli. Obviously, we know Madueke, but I reckon either one of them boys should start, as you'll see. Nice fresh legs.
Yeah. I personally think he'll go with the same team, then make changes, sort of like
60 minutes. 100%.
I think, it's not one of them games where we're going to be 3-0 up. We can make changes. If we are, fantastic. But
I mean, we love to win. We love seeing that club win. It's just not,
But yeah, I think, I do think the Premier League is going to be his priority. But it'd be interesting. He's got the squad though to do it, squad depth to make changes and still have an impact. So, but yeah, look.
Tony, another thing. Sorry, mate. Keep them stats, but another one for you and David as well. Keep them stats in thought and do the stats first and answer this question afterwards. If there's an inkling that Gabby Jesus could even play 10, 15 minutes.
Fireman, yeah.
I think they're a little bit worried, and please keep your stats, Tone, because as you know with these streams, if I don't say it, I'll forget it, and it's a discussion point. But apparently as well, boys, a lot of, obviously we're picking up niggly injuries, players are coming back. Look at Havertz, he come back, had a pre-season, got injured again. They're trying to make sure with Gabby Jesus, that he is fully fit. So they're trying to make sure that obviously they're assessing it. And if they haven't got a game to assess him, they might have to do it in like an under-21 or a build-up game. So I'd love to see him, but I think potentially, obviously, he might be restricted. He wants to hold him back to make sure he's fully fit before they kind of play him, So personally, for me, he's training. So I'm like, can he play? But I think they're a little bit more cautious, but I would chuck him in my opinion, and I'm sure you boys would agree, for 10 minutes, 10, 15,
Yeah.
In the Champions League as well, boys. That's where I think Gabby Jesus is a good Champions League player to have. He's got experience there.
If it means him risking another injury, though, I don't think he should be anywhere near that.
That's what I'm saying, David. You got to let him.
He's on his last year of his contract as well, so you think about it.
Exactly,
well,
mate.
We could get 10, 15 million for him in January. He's out of contract in the summer, I think.
Would you sell him in January, David? Would you sell?
Oh, yeah, all day long. Well, he's had 2 knee injuries. He's had an ACL and an MCL on the same knee.
Yeah,
right.
Mate, I'm sorry, and also the guy he's an excellent flair player to watch. Get you to the box. He goes into the box, takes on 2 players, gets you to the edge of the box, and he'll sky it, he'll knock it in Rose head. The guy's he can't shoot. He can't hit about.
He's not clinical. He's not clinical.
I would keep him as a third choice.
Yeah, you know,
as a third choice, just because he's got loads of games to play still, and I think
it's what we said the other night, though, boys. He's on too much money to be a sub player.
Yeah. But I
know it's not our money; it's the club's money. But at the same point, we could bring in someone else for maybe 150 grand, 180 grand, and who's sit on the bench and would make more of an impact than
a good question for you both to add as well. In fact, I appreciate that actually, Dave. It is a good point. We did make that point. I mean, for me and Tony, we're kind of, with the way this striker, as you'll see in previous videos, we're kind of cautious of having that third choice striker. If a question for you boys, that if we were to, if Berta was to go, look, listen, thanks, Gabby Jesus, you're back. The club's got your back fit. But, you know, we're going to move you on for, like David said, 10, 15.
Alvarez.
This is what I'm saying. You could, if you know, I think Tone.
Get rid of Havertz as well for me. And bring in
if that brings in
Wayne.
If that brings in Alvarez,
and Alvarez, mate, and then
Alvarez. Sorry, honestly, I have to agree. I'll have to agree with Harry, Tone. Alvarez, I think I think we would. There was rumours we're still sniffing around him, so don't rule out Berta going back in for him, because Berta signed him for
Atletico Madrid.
But this is the question: would you, like Semenyo, they're saying he's like 65 million. If there's a few players that Berta goes, look, thank you, boys, and you get him in, would you? And Jesus is one of them. I don't think that'd be an issue for me, because I think the boys got something. Say like even a Rodrigo at Real Madrid or a Semenyo. If it meant that we had to move on Gabby Jesus' wages, it's something you'd look at, boys. But for me at the moment, David, if they're not looking to do it, I know what you're saying. I mean, my dad says the same thing actually. When I had the video, he said he can't finish, boy, and that's the But I think what it is for me and Tony and our perspective of how Gabby Jesus is just having that extra man in there. You look at it now, David. I think Moreno had a fantastic game.
Do you know what it is with Gabriel Jesus? Wayne?
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? I generally think that he's been unlucky with us. He's had big injuries, and he's been. When you get certain players and you buy them and they're a flop, like Pepe. Now Pepe was bought for a lot of money and he was a flop. Yeah, he done it for moments, but Gabriel Jesus has actually really tried for us, but it just ain't worked. He's been unlucky. He's been a flop, but it ain't been his fault. That's the thing with him. It's been a shame. It has been a shame, because when we bought him and Zinchenko, when we were just pushing on, weren't we? We needed them to give us that experience, because no one had won the league, no one had won nothing, blah. So he bought them from Man City because he knew them from previous job. So then that changed our sort of squad, didn't it? Then he brought in Odegaard on loan. That's moving back years, isn't it? So that they really helped us at the time. But I think we've just moved past them. Obviously, Zinchenko's gone to Forest, wherever he is now. I think we've just moved on from Gabriel Jesus now. I just think it's time. He's on too much, mate. I think it's time for him to go now. I do generally think it's time to cut our cord, cut our cloth accordingly, spend the money in the right area. And thanks, mate, but off you go, sir. Cheers.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, no, I have to agree. I'm sure you'll agree with that, Time. But I mean, it's just, as I say, for me, and I think you're looking at it, but 275 grand.
I think do a job, move him on. I don't think anyone's going to buy him.
I think he's got one more after this summer, David. I think he's got one more year. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
so we're not going to lose. So this
mate.
is the option, I think, and obviously I'll pass it back to you, Tone, because we're hogging the conversation. But I just want to say, obviously, what you think. But for me, I think you got to look at the options. In the summer, I was thinking it, but again, he's not fully fit, and what this club does, the same they did with El Neni, if you remember, who was out for a while, and then we got him back to full fitness. We gave him another year contract, and we said, thanks, El Neni. He was a good servant, wasn't the greatest of players, but he had an engine on him. He was a squad player. Gabby Jesus now, I think, is a squad player, but for 275k a week, that's not thingy-bob. So it depends. If there's a good deal to happen, David, I would agree with it. If the club are not looking to do anything, I think you should go in the summer, say, all right, just help us out. Let's see it through, see what we can do, and let's line him up a move. But again, if someone comes in...
How much would you rate Alvarez at, Wayne? Say you had to buy him now. How much is Alvarez? I don't know what his contract situation, because that takes into account. But let's say he's got 2 years left on his deal, Wayne. How much is Alvarez today?
If he's got 2 years, he's got to be upwards of 70 to 80, isn't he?
Oh yeah,
I'd say up and down. I honestly, boys, and I don't know I'll pass it to you now, Tone. But I think if you had like a Gyökeres and Alvarez as your options up front,
what offer Atletico Madrid, Jesus, and a little 50 mil or something. What?
That's not a bad shout, mate.
Hey, and he'd like playing in Spain.
Interesting.
But we've got someone here who can help you out.
You want to get aside?
I'd be surprised.
David. It's a good chat. Do you agree with that, Tone? I think that's a good chat, mate.
I'd be really surprised if we buy anyone in January, just because of the money that he spent.
We have spent a lot. I do know what you're saying.
I think if he can get some good money for outgoings, I think if we get a big sell, then he might have some money in the pot to go and buy it. But I generally think that the Kroenkes aren't fucking stupid, mate. They've invested loads of money. They're going to want some of that back, right? So let's hope if we deliver it in trophies, it's a different story. Look, I think Dangerman, Harry Kane, he sticks out like a sore thumb. Also, they've got Diaz, Elise. They've got some young talent, right? Vincent Kompany's got them playing really well. So, interesting facts for you. So,
sorry, Tony, I interjected there. Please tell us now. I'm sorry about that, mate. We went off on a tangent. Right. Please tell us.
Harry Kane has scored 15 goals in 21 matches against us in all competitions.
Yeah.
So it's only 6 games he ain't scored in nothing.
Yeah, that's it, David. Yeah.
Historic fashions, right? Arsenal has suffered 3 separate 5-1 defeats to Bayern Munich between 2015 and 2017. People watching, and that was hard. That was hard. That was a hard one. Hard to take.
That was an horrible night.
I was at the second leg. Bayern Robin absolutely ruining us that night, and I was in the upper tier. And I had to leave. I don't normally do that. I normally sit there and just suffer it, but I had to get up and leave because we were that bad, and it was it was embarrassing.
Who was the centre back pairing that night, Tony? Refresh my memory. Must have been Socrates and Mertesacker.
It was. I don't think it was Mertesacker, was it? I think it was.
It might have been Koscielny. He wasn't a bad player, but Mustafi, oh my God!
Yeah, I think it could be Mustafi and Koscielny.
Koscielny was all right, but can't mate Mustafi.
You know the thing. Koscielny,
mate. This one right against us that night.
Other than what he did when he left on a free with his Arsenal shirt, and it upset a few Arsenal fans because he had like a board at Marseille. Do you remember? I like Koscielny. I haven't got a problem with that. I was annoyed with that. Sorry, but I haven't got a problem with him as a player. Mustafi had a good start, and he just went downhill.
He was like a pub centre back, mate.
If you look at it, boys, the first, and I'll tell you what, it could be homework for Tony for another stream.
You could do your own bloody homework.
I'll do me. But honestly, boys,
he's giving you
proper. He was unbeaten. He had one of the longest unbeaten runs of a new signing, a new Arsenal signing, or something like that. Or we were playing well, and from about January onwards, it went. Just started turning into a pub defender.
But I think this is where the mindset comes from rival supporters. You're still going to bottle it. You're still going to bottle it. You're still going to bottle it. And I think there's that nervousness with Arsenal supporters now that we're still in November. And it's like, we've got Chelsea, we've got Aston Villa, we've got all these clubs, and it's I think until we get to January, I think that's when we'll start truly having that confidence to go. I think the youngsters of the Arsenal supporting are like, we're gonna fucking do it, we're gonna win the treble, right? Whereas we're like, we've been here before, boys. We've been here before.
We've been stung. We've been stung plenty of times in the last
7 points. We was at Man City at one point.
It's always wait and see. Let's see what's gonna happen. I think that's a good segue. Let's move into predicted 11, right?
Yeah.
If I can get my screen up here, guys. This
is subject to change, boys. But as I say, there's a few sort of I'd chuck in for a start for it. But yeah, it's obviously the left-hand side time.
So it's interesting. I think the fact that you've gone with Martinelli, I think Dave's right. I think Dave's on the same now. I don't think Trossard drops his place. I think Arteta's got so much confidence in the guy and so much trust that I think that. I would generally think that him and Rice are one of the first people on that team sheet.
What I'd say, Tone, boys, honestly, this isn't me.
In my opinion,
ain't me dropping Trossard. This is me resting him.
Yeah.
Honest to
God. He could do a job
Trossard,
against Chelsea.
Trossard would start because I know he's trusted. Sorry to interject. I know what you're saying, Tony.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't drop him for Martinelli. Trossard would have played. This is me resting Calafiori and Trossard on the left. That's all that is.
There's a few people watching.
I want Trossard.
Please feel free to comment on.
Yeah, please join in, guys. Thanks for viewing. We appreciate it. But what do you think, boys? I mean, I would, for me, as I say, for Trossard again, if he starts, I've not got an issue. I'll pick Martinelli or even say a Madueke, someone to give him a rest and bring Trossard on. I think Trossard is vitally important at the moment in the Premier League, in the form he's in, to keep him as fresh as we can. And obviously, if you've got the rotational options, I mean, how funny is that, Tone? And sorry, David, I know you followed the videos. You might not remember how we're saying, if it meant Trossard would go, we'd get like a Rodrigo. We're now saying, Trossard should be a starter. But fair play.
But I love Trossard. He's earned his stripes, the guy. I've loved
Trossard. I just thought, look, it might be time to move on. But this guy has proved me wrong. He's going.
David loves him. David's always loved him. He's always said to me, "No, Trossard's your man."
Trossard,
he's giving him a shot on the edge of the box. There you go.
He's clutch. Yeah,
he's clutch. There
you go.
Good finisher.
One of the best finishers at the club. Trossard.
As I say, boys, that is only for me. But obviously, Trossard comes in for Chelsea. But I've picked this lineup to rest him, boys, as well as Calafiori. Yeah. I'd like to rest Timber, but it could be too much.
Do you know what I would do for this game?
I was thinking that though, rest Timber for White.
Yeah, that's it, David. I'm worried, Bones. I'm worried about Timber.
But do you know what I would do? Do you know what I'd do for this game? Right? I would, if Odegaard's fit, right? Hear me out. If Odegaard's fit, I would push Eze on to the left, start Odegaard, get some minutes in his legs for the Chelsea game.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
I would put Martinelli up front just for the press. Because Bayern Munich play the ball. They're like us. They want possession of the ball, right? I would play Martinelli just for that press, that hard press around the pitch, right? And because he's not going to start against Chelsea, right? Let's be honest. Trossard's lined up for that. So I would go with that. Give them 60 minutes. Then bring on Madueke and I'd even take Saka, put Madueke on. And if Havertz's back, if he's on the bench, probably not. It might be too early. Or if Jesus is on the bench, throw him on for the last 10.
Yeah, well.
See, I mean,
Bayern Munich centre backs, so they could see goals. Bayern Munich. I think they do concede quite a lot of goals, don't they?
They've conceded 3 goals in the Champions League. We haven't conceded a goal yet.
Yeah. 3 goals in, but I think Freiburg.
They've got a good record.
Elise had an absolute cracker of a game. He scored like 4 goals and got 2 assists. But they was actually 2-0 down at the start.
They're scoring for fun.
Freiburg are I think they're a mid-table team in Germany.
They are, David.
Yeah. So from what I've been seeing is that they're quite open. I don't know who their centre backs are. I couldn't tell you what they're not household name. Uber Meccano, does he still play for?
Upamecano, I think he is, mate. You're right.
He might still be Bayern.
Is it a Japanese fella?
The Korean.
Do you remember him? He come from Napoli, wasn't it?
Yeah. Tao or no, I
can't remember his name. I can't remember his name, but I think he's well. But I think with company, these kind of teams they're very attacking. But I think we can get them there.
Here's a scary stat to back up what we're discussing, right? So Bayern Munich has scored 14 goals so far in Champions League across 4 matches. They're averaging 3.5 goals a game.
Yeah, they're scoring goals for fun.
So.
And you said 3 conceded in Champions League, Tony.
3 conceded in the Champions League, and they've scored 14. So they're pretty much bad anyone in front of them. Yeah. So this game ain't going to be easy, right? And we're going to see. It's whether Arteta's willing. Do you think he's willing to throw it if he wants to prioritise the Chelsea game? I don't think that's in his nature.
I don't think he's in his nature. But you know what, Tone? Like you say, going back to Martinelli, I don't think again he will do that because we've been shouting for a couple of years now. And
it's
just to say that he should be up front. He should be up front because as a winger, I think he's not quite. He needs to play behind.
If they play a high line, then you want Martinelli all day with his pace.
Exactly, David. He is that runner in behind. He's not that
take on
flair
sort of dropping back and they're playing the low block or mid block.
Exactly.
Then obviously
look what he did. Look what he did several times. He saw it in and out. Yeah. But I mean, listen, Tone, we can. I can't. You know that, mate. You know my feelings on Martinelli at centre forward. Mikel just refuses to do
I think it could work. I definitely think.
I think the pace in certain games, because Bayern Munich aren't going to sit in. Right? I'd be shocked if they sit in tomorrow. I'd be really shocked. They're going to go
almost as bad as what Tottenham done.
Exactly. Yeah. They're going to go toe-to-toe with us because they know they're good enough to go toe-to-toe with us. So it's going to be quite an intriguing game to watch, to be fair. I think a neutral will probably enjoy the game tomorrow because there's definitely going to be goals. And the fact that we haven't got big gaps as well, I think we're going to be more... it's going to be more risky for us at the back because they're not an easy side to keep out. Right, they've got Diaz on the left. They've got Elise coming in from the right. Kane through the middle.
Diaz might be suspended though, boys.
No, I think Diaz is suspended.
Yeah, like he's back. Yeah. They've got an unbelievable side, really. And the only thing that I would say is I think Atletico Madrid was a team that we thought we'd struggle against. So we might shock everyone tomorrow. I hope we do. I think we're good enough to get.
I love a check. We love a night under the lights, Tone. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. You know what I mean? It's a game of football with Arsenal playing. I mean, we love it. So let's hope for the best.
We want to play these big sides, don't we?
Of course you do. This is why you're competing in the Champions League, David. 100%.
We want to try and win it as well. I think we are good enough to win it. So
Tone.
Let's see what happens. Cool. We'll start wrapping up. What predictions, guys? What are we predicting?
Go on, David. I've been doing this quite a lot. You can go first, my friend. Go with it.
Right. Okay. I'm going to go for a sticky 2-1 to Arsenal.
2-1. Yeah, I mean that's fair.
I'm gonna. You know what, David? I was thinking that again. I don't think I'm copying you, mate. You're playing it safe, but I think it'd be a close one, Tone. I think we will concede because they got bloody Harry Kane in the team, and we always seem to concede a goal with him in the team. Yeah. But I think we're more than capable of winning it, however he does it. And I really do hope as well, a bit more Madueke, a bit more Martinelli, Ødegaard gets a run out. I doubt Jesus would, but again, at the moment we're looking at bodies and whatever. But let's see, boys. But it'd be nice to see him back, but. I worry with Ødegaard starting him because every time he starts that ball at the Emirates, he seems to do an injury and he's off after 25 minutes. It's like, I love Ødegaard. I want him to stay fit. So it's kind of wrap him up in cotton wool till he's fully ready. You know?
On that segue, I'll go give you my prediction very shortly. We had a conversation, David. I must get your thoughts on this as well. Sure. Do you think the medical team at Arsenal needs to be looked at? Do you think that should be looked at this season? Because 2 years in a row we've had long-term injuries, right? And I think do we put this down to an element of bad luck, or do we put it down to a piss poor medical team in the background? Not because they're supposed to be advising the coaches of these things. Fatigue, all that stuff kicks in, right? Is that something that should be looked at?
In my opinion, I've heard a few things over the course of the years of being an Arsenal supporter. One thing is our training ground got built on top of a car park. So there's basically a concrete foundation and there's no give in the ground. So and even Wenger, when he was the manager, we used to suffer with a lot of injuries in that type of area. So that's one sort of, you can say it's all suspicion and it's all like, whispers and that, but at the same point, there must be something in it because we do get a hell of a lot of muscle injuries, strains, like even, what was it? When Moreno first come in, he come in and popped his shoulder out. He was only in training. I think Gabriel landed on him. But it's like it's a bit of bad luck as well. It's a little bit of everything. But there must be something which is driving it. Everyone's sort of blaming Arteta, pushing them too much in training, or when they go for their national side, Arteta should have rested them against Port Vale 4 weeks ago. But then Saka's done his hamstring 6 weeks later. It's like, well, I think. If you look at the players back in the day, they would have just played, wouldn't they? Until it
60, 70 games, David, they'd play.
Yeah, they would have just played. And I'm not talking about our dad's era either. I'm talking even when we were boys, you know what I mean? Like our Zolas and our Bergkamps and Roy Keanes and Vieiras. Yeah, these boys they were playing all the time, weren't they? You know what I mean? So I do generally think that our injury record is something to worry about. And because even if you look at our ladies' side get a lot of injuries in the same sort of area. I only know about that through my daughter. She watches a hell of a lot of women's football. Arsenal. She's a ladies. You know, she goes to all the games and everything. So, and our girls are getting a lot of ACLs and MCLs and muscle strains and that. So it must be something to do with where we're training or our methods. It must be. So I do think that we need to have a little bit of an inquiry in club about it and have a little look, see what's going on. It wouldn't hurt, would it? You know, just to have a little poke around
100%,
and see what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. All right, we'll park it there. Cool. Looking forward to the game tomorrow. Reaction video.
You didn't give your prediction.
Hang on. Gotta get away with it.
I'm going to go with 2-2. I just think it's going to be quite open. I think Bayern Munich, just from what I've seen of them this season, I just think
they've got goals in it.
They're goals in it. Yeah, they do score for fun. I think company's got them playing fluid football. It will be.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, nights under the lights. I mean, it's against Bayern Munich, boys. It's just for me, as I say again previously. If we didn't have Chelsea at the weekend, I'd say go full tilt. I mean, but again, I think that later on in the competition, you could be playing these boys again. So it could be a case of, you look at it, we easily beat PSG 2-0 in the knockout round, and we struggled against them in. We beat them in the league. Easily, and struggled in the knockout. So I'm
almost inclined as well to say that what's the point of finishing top of the Champions League table? Because last season we finished second or wherever it was.
Yeah.
It didn't do us any favors. We got fucking Real Madrid. It's like, so it's not what the incentive to finish for me as a fan. I'm like, well, does it really matter where we finish? As long as we qualify for the knockout stages, I don't think it matters where we finish, because you don't benefit from finishing in the top 3 in this system. In the group stages, there was an incentive to finish top because the seeds that you get put in, right? But this new system,
although it
doesn't seem to work in your favour.
On the same note, wasn't it that PSG only just scraped into qualifying? They had a very bad league phase. They ended up playing Liverpool, Man City, and us.
Yeah.
So they pulled 3 hard teams there, didn't they? So if you think about it, who did we play? We pulled
PSV.
PSV. That's right.
PSV. We had
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, that was quarterfinals, wasn't it? Real Madrid.
Yeah, so it's last
and then PSG.
And then we had Real Madrid. Then we had PSG.
That's right. And then they done us, didn't they?
Yeah.
But also, we got a little bit of a revenge one coming after this one, because we got to go Inter. Is it Inter away again?
Yeah. That was a really frustrating game because
that was a bad penalty. That was such a bad penalty.
He was like that.
I thought we had the beam with him that day as well.
We had their number. We had their number. We didn't have the ability to put them to the sword, but we had their number. We outplayed them in all that.
And they were a good side. They made it all the way to the final, didn't they?
Yeah. Exactly, David. Yeah, good point.
Cool. All right, we'll wrap up there, guys. So it's getting late. Been on stream for 30 minutes. Guys, please like and subscribe. Leave your comments in the box. What do you think the score is going to be? And join us for a reaction video tomorrow evening. Take care, guys.
Have
a good evening.
Thank you for joining, guys.
See you later, guys.